remember to turn on all notifications so you don't miss a video. I was really debating whether or not to make a video out of this, but after discussing it with my counsel and thinking it over on my own, I decided to go through with it. I don't want A-list exists reacting to my videos in a specific way anymore, and in this essay, I'm going to explain why a combination of my disdain for reaction videos and my issues with ALX as people led to this outcome. This is not a hit piece. My goal is not to make ALX look bad, it is to explain in detail why I made this decision. I hate reaction videos and I've hated them for a while. Here is the history of how I developed my views. The first time I really woke up to how bad they were was when I watched a video named I Hate Reaction Videos by I Hate Everything in 2015. He argued that reactors weren't doing anything transformative with the videos they were reacting to. He just didn't like reaction videos. He persuaded me, but I never watched creators like that to begin with, so I didn't really think much of it. Then, Moist Critical had a video named Are React Streamers Bad People? In the video, Dark Viper AU was against all reaction videos and Moist was trying to defend his own content. After watching this, when it came out, I found myself somewhere in the middle, believing that reacting to videos in a non-transformative way screws over smaller channels. After some time, I saw another React video that shifted my views. I was watching someone's video where they reacted to another video. I ended up enjoying the original video, but realized that by watching the bigger YouTuber react to it, that person wouldn't be getting my views or watch time. As a creator myself, I felt guilty and empathetic, so I put the original video on in the background. This is when I developed the view that if a reactor plays the entirety of another person's video, the people who watch the reaction have no incentive to watch the original video, thus taking away potential views and watch time from the original creator. There will always be some people that go and watch the original, like I did that one time, but how likely is that to happen? If it's not around 90% of viewers doing that, then I feel like the original creator is getting screwed over. Finally, I saw a video on Hassan by Dark Viper AU. Early on, he explains the unethical business practice of Hassan's reaction streams and basically says that by reacting to other people's hard work, he's putting in minimal effort and gaining a lot of rewards. Despite his extreme takes from before, I actually recommend watching this video because it really opened my eyes to the severity of reaction videos. As of now, my perspective is that if I make a reaction video and nearly the entirety of the original video is in my video, I'm stealing their content. It doesn't matter how much I react, because now my viewers have no reason to go and watch the original, meanwhile I'm profiting off using their video. This is what I'll call unethical reactions. Of course, this is not as bad when smaller channels react to bigger channels, but stealing content is stealing content. I think ethical reactions would be where I use only the specific parts of the video that I have reactions to, ideally falling under 50% of the video at least. That way my viewers actually have an incentive to watch the original. Anyway, all of this is to show that ALX had nothing to do with the formation of my views on reaction videos. Bringing it back to them, I had a video titled The End of Naruto Response, where I responded to a video by Super Eyepatch Wolf. In the video, I don't use any footage or recording from him. I only summarize or quote his points and use some of his visuals when relevant. This falls under ethical reactions for me, but it's not even a reaction video, it's a response video because I already saw the video and wrote the script in reply. When ALX reacted to this video, they used all of my footage. Initially, I just assumed that they did, but then I decided to actually watch their video to solidify my proof. They start my video at 20 minutes. They sometimes switch to Eyepatch Wolf's original video. Sometimes they cut away the clips as joke reactions. At 2 hours and 54 minutes, they reach my outro, going through 18 minutes and 19 seconds of content, leaving out 11 seconds. So this falls under unethical reactions. Additionally, the stealing views comes into play here. As of writing this, my video has 697 views, while their reaction has 1.1k views. Their video was made on November 19th. On that day, there was a spike of 28 views for my video. I don't have all the stats, but I'll do some math. On November 18th, my video had 612 views, so let's assume that every single view afterwards was entirely due to their video. If I assume that every single person that watched their video already saw mine, that would be 1100 minus 612, which is 488. That could be 488 new viewers being directed to my video if it was an ethical reaction, ideally. But assuming all remaining views are due to them, what percent of new viewers actually watched the video? 697, the current count, minus 612, the count on November 18th, is 85. 85 out of 480 people came to my video after watching theirs. That's 17%. With all of these assumptions I made in their favor, there was still only a 17% conversion rate. I assumed that all 612 of my viewers also contributed to their 1.1k, and I assumed that every single view I gained after the 19th was due to them, and the conversion rate is still unbelievably low. Now imagine what the real rate was. A counter argument is that those people would have never found my video anyway, But A, there's no way to prove that they would or wouldn't have. B, we both primarily make argumentative videos on shonen battle manga, meaning our audience most likely has heavy overlap, meaning that it's more likely than not that they would have found my video. And C, if their reaction was ethical to begin with, I wouldn't be able to argue stolen content, and we could have had a symbiotic relationship where we both benefit equally. So I don't like unethical reaction videos. I might have let this go if it weren't for how my interaction with them went so poorly, making me see the potential channel war if we were to continue interacting. This is the story of how I was supposed to debate one of ALX's members. The two members are DA and BG. I don't have photo evidence for everything because by the time I left their server, I wasn't planning on making a video of this drama. The main reason I have most of these photos is because I was using them as proof during my discussion turned debate in their server. It all started when DA and Leo joined my server at the same time. DA asked me to debate him about the quality of Naruto's story, but I told him that it'd be a pointless debate because first we'd have to figure out what makes a good story. I didn't have my theory fully fleshed out, and I doubted that he did. Then we'd have to debate that and somehow reach an agreement. Then we would be able to debate whether Naruto meets those standards. I told him that all of that would take too long and might never reach a conclusion. I then said that he could debate a specific video because that's simpler, so he chose End of Naruto. My PC was broken, so I asked him if he wanted to debate through text, but he said I can wait for VC and that he was in no rush. A smaller piece of info is that when people were asking why DA wanted to debate, I said that he was here for clout. He was defensive about this. For me, it was a joke mixed with truth, but at the time, I didn't know he had a channel. As a preface, I don't think wanting clout is a bad thing. It is defined as influence or power, especially in politics or business. In my home video, I said that the whole reason I made this channel was to create a following and convert them into fans of my manga. Another way to put this is that I wanted to build clout to promote my manga. Later that day, Starface asked DA why he thinks Naruto is bad, and DA gives 3 reasons. Star thought it was weak and easy to debate, so we got him into a VC debate. I came in at the very end when it was already over and asked what had happened. Star started explaining how frustrating it was to debate DA. Triggered Senpai joined the VC too and eventually realized that DA was from A-List Exists. For context, ALX and Triggered had a beef. Star and Trig started agreeing on the faults of DA, and I was sitting there laughing at their jokes. Leo was in this voice chat, remember that. The two told me not to debate him, but I said it would make for an entertaining video. I said I wanted them both there so that they could witness the debate, keep us on topic, something I struggled with in my second debate, and make jokes when it's all over for a funny video. When I found out that DA was from ALX and had a similar sub count and made a video on me the same day, I concluded that he was here to capitalize on that opportunity. He was defensive about this. To preface again, I think capitalizing is a good thing. It is defined as take the chance to gain advantage from. I capitalize on my cancerous comments. I capitalize on successful videos by making sequels. I capitalize on regular videos by making shorts, etc. It's just a smart thing any businessman would do. 2 weeks later, my PC is fixed, but DA has been gone from my server. I was excited for this debate, so that same day, December 6th, I commented on their video on me, saying I'm ready for the debate. No response. On the 7th, I DM'd them on Twitter that I'm ready. No response. On the 8th, I went to their Discord and added DA to tell him that I'm ready, but he said he lost interest. I asked why, and he said that I didn't give him updates on the status of my PC. His entire argument was that it's basic human decency to give updates like that to show that you're interested. My argument was that it's not basic human decency, and if he wanted me to give him updates, he could have just asked. The entire time, I was trying to be charitable and respectful, but he was hostile, sensitive, and uncharitable, often assuming ill intent from me. When I finally got my answer, I chilled out for a while, but when I was researching their server, I eventually searched up my name. Apparently, Leo from before was a spy that was giving them a play-by-play of everything we were discussing in our text and voice chat. BG, the second ALX host, was interacting with these posts, making it look like he condoned it. I asked DA if he planted a spy in my chat. His response is that he told his fans not to come to our server, but that he can't control what people did. He also tried to argue that it wasn't spying because they didn't ask him to do it, and because they gained nothing from it. My argument was that if he didn't condone others coming to our server, why didn't he tell Leo to leave the server after he joined? Why did BG sit back and engage with the outcome of Leo spying? If you let a fan of yours come to my server and secretly tell your server everything my server is doing, that's spying. The definition of spying is to observe someone furtively. Furtively is defined as in a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention, secretively. So, was Leo observing me and my server members in a way that attempted to avoid attention or notice? Absolutely. DA said that he's not BG and that I should take it up with him, but they're both the leaders of their server and channel, so if someone is doing something that he didn't condone, he could have at least made more of an effort to tell them to stop. Instead, he tossed the accountability to BG. At some point, a member of my server joined in because I was telling them that I joined ALX's server in an attempt to revive the debate that I'd been hyping up. As soon as he joined, I told him to stop, making it clear that he was with me, unlike DA with Leo. Then, I started talking to BG. I asked him if he condoned people going into our server, since it sounded like the two played by different rules. I believe he said he didn't, but then he said that when we started trash talking him in the server, he basically stopped caring about ethics and accepted the spying. I also tried to be amicable and polite to him, but like his brother, he was very hostile, combative, and sensitive, frequently assuming ill intent. Then he asked me why I was comfortable trash talking someone I hadn't met. I asked him to give me examples of me trash talking them. His first was that Triggered said the two jumped him, and I called them the Mario Bros. Cultured people will know that this is a reference to Video Game House by RDC. This was a simple joke piggybacking off of what Trig said. I asked how that was an insult, but he never really answered that. I also said that I had a negative perception of them based on what 3 different people said from 3 different one-on-ones with them. He tried to clown me for believing what they said, but I trust Star and Trig's judgment of character. They have not lied to me about people in the past, and they have no reason to lie. In the first VC, they were agreeing so much and had nearly identical and unpleasant experiences with them, even though those experiences were completely separate. Mix that in with how sensitive he was about clout and a brief viewing of their third debate with Trigger, and I get a negative perception. He said that I should have done my own research, but A, their videos are hours long and not my cup of tea. B, how can I research how they react with strangers when they barely do so on their channel, to my knowledge? And C, it's insane to expect people to fact check everything they hear. Sometimes you have to rely on trusted people. In this case, all 3 of those people in my server were spot on. On top of all that, BG was believing everything Leo was telling him about our server. He didn't do the research himself. He didn't come to our server to find out for himself. He listened to one of his allies who was spying on us. That's hypocritical. His second example of an insult was when I said that I needed to take back the challenge. Then someone said they felt bad for any new people coming to debate. Then I said, screw them. I don't know if BG heard this from DA or Leo, but he took it as me saying, screw DA. He said this because DA fell under the category of new people coming to debate. A, that's not an insult. B, this happened at 8:08 p.m. We already agreed to debate at 8 p.m., so DA did not fall under that category of new people coming to debate. His third example of me insulting them was that after I agreed to debate with DA, I said, I don't know why so many people with nothing to add want to debate. End quote. DA and BG, being people who frequently assume ill intent with me, assumed I was talking about DA. I never got to my explanation because I eventually stopped responding to them. But here's my analogy. If I'm walking with a friend and I see someone wearing Timberlands, and then I say to my friend, why do so many people wear Timberlands to try and make up for their shortness? That doesn't mean I'm saying that the stranger was making up for his height. It just means that they triggered a thought of my past experiences with people wearing Tims. After I chilled out again, BG and others started mocking me for saying that they had a spy, mocking my server size, and mocking my recent videos. I decided to leave the server and kick Leo from mine because I just wanted a debate, not a beef. Someone suggested I make a video about our interactions, but I didn't want to start a war. I still don't, but I'll cover that later. I was right to trust my server because when I went there, I was being as friendly as possible. I joined in jokes the server was making, I tell them to stop making fun of or instigating the brothers, and I was using emojis to display laughter. I was trying to come to an understanding, but they were just the toxic kind of debaters. They didn't debate to understand me, they debated to win. It was like they couldn't wrap their heads around the fact that I thought differently from them. It felt like they just wanted me to admit that they were right about everything. An example of assuming ill intent I can remember is when I brought up Inaku in the middle. I saw a post saying that DA made a video on me because Inaku was his queen. Inaku was in the server, and I asked if this was the reason in a jovial way, not assuming anything. They clarified that DA hated that Inaku video, and someone said that ALX made a video on them. I already knew this and said, yeah, I made one too. Another attempt to build rapport. Immediately after this, DA said, we made ours months ago. It sounds like he assumed I was saying that they copied me. I told him that I never implied that they copied me. How did he come to that conclusion? Well, when it came to me, they almost always assumed ill intent. If you have a high social intelligence, you might have been able to conclude that me starting with yeah means that I already knew that, rather than with oh, but not DA. Apparently I'm just after his neck. Another thing I need to mention is that DA was very anal about the most minor things. Apart from ditching the debate because I didn't give him status updates, he nitpicked one of my examples as if he couldn't understand what I was saying unless the analogy was perfect. When talking about the spy, I gave this analogy. That's like telling my friend I don't condone stealing, but then when they go steal watches and give me some, I wear them, knowing that they were stolen. He said that this was a terrible example because stealing is a crime, and I'm gaining a physical object. Meanwhile, Leo wasn't committing a crime, and BG was only gaining entertainment. Initially, he said that he gained nothing, but but I argued that he gained info and entertainment. He said that the info wasn't used for anything, but that doesn't change the fact that they engaged with something that came from an action that they didn't condone. This was such an unbelievable nitpick and showed me that he was nearly incapable of admitting any wrongdoings and that he wasn't actually trying to understand me. He was just trying to win the debate. Hopefully this entire drama paints a clear picture of what kind of people they are, contextualizing my upcoming decision. Overall, I had no issue with them, but now I dislike them. I don't wish any ill intent on them and don't want any hate sent their way. I would just rather not interact with them again and move on. In conclusion, I'm going to make this request to ALX. From now on, please stop using over 33% of my videos in your videos. Keep your server members out of my server, and keep your subscribers out of my comments. I'll obviously do the same, though I'm already doing that. If they make ethical response videos, that's fine. 33% is the stopping point I was recommended to set. If you're legitimately a fan of both of our channels, that's cool. I'm not like Kanye, where you can't be cool with people I dislike. I just don't want their people coming to my space with ill intent, like what happened with Leo. I'm not gonna ask them to take down the reaction video or ask them not to talk about me. They can talk all the trash they want, and even make a response to this. I just don't want them using over 33% of my videos in their videos. If they make a response, they can write a script and record a response to my video. This isn't a threat, it's a gentlemanly request. If they don't follow it, I'm probably not gonna do anything, but it would show what kind of people they are. I can't guarantee I won't take action though. I'm also not going to debate them in the foreseeable future because I believe that we are like oil and water, and if we keep interacting, it'll lead to a channel war. My evidence is their collection of negative traits and their beef with Triggered. I'm bringing him up because a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. That beef shows me what could happen if I continue. They have 6 different videos in the Triggered Senpai Saga, with only the first being amicable. Trig said they chased a debate with him for a year. Trig also said that after the second debate, they came to his livestream chat to try and continue pressing him about Demon Slayer, something they debated in the second debate. He also said that in their third debate, he came to bury the hatchet. But not only did they turn it into a debate, they recorded the conversation without his permission or knowledge. And finally, after their beef, ALX had an interview with Just Stop, another person Trig had a small beef with. I think they said they've been holding onto the video for a while, but it had to be recorded after both had issues with Trig, because Trigger and others told me that they brought him up in the video. Either way, meeting up with the ops of your ops is vindictive. I won't get into all the details of the beef, but all these events combined with my own experience paints an unpleasant picture of what they're willing to do. After combining all the details, I'm pretty confident that if we keep interacting, they'll eventually take something very small as a personal insult and start going after me. I predict that it will lead to back and forth videos, more spies, and cancerous comments. Considering their server had over 100 members and mine only has like 30, with only about 10 of them being active, I'd be facing a bigger loss. But Trig is in my server, and considering how supportive of me he's been, and that he already dislikes them, I wouldn't be surprised if he got his server of nearly 200 to join the war. That would be toxic, like mutually assured destruction. I'm not willing to beef over something like this. I'm not passionate about standing up against shady and toxic behavior at all costs, and I don't want those kind of videos taking up space on my channel, because I don't like deleting videos, even if I don't like them anymore. Although I am passionate about unethical reactions, I don't think I'm ready to go to war with anyone on that. I'm sure that there's going to be someone from their server who sends this to them. Whoever you are, you do that. Again, to my 10 fans, don't antagonize them in any way. If I hear that you're causing trouble in their server for my sake, I will kick you from my server. I can't promise that ALX won't come up as a topic in my chatting videos, but I will never make another video dedicated to them as long as they follow my request. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.